Some breaking developments coming in right at the top of this edition. An Indian Army camp has come under attack in Arunachal Pradesh in northeast India early this morning. The attack took place at the Naga Army base in Longding district of the state. Now, according to the initial information that's trickling in, sources saying the attack was carried out by the Kaplang faction of the Naga insurgent group, the National Socialist Council of Nagaland. The Indian Army has targeted the NSCN near the Myanmar border in the recent past. Sources also pointing towards the army retaliating. No casualties have been reported so far. Let's go straight across to our senior correspondent Raghavendra Rao joining us for more on this. Raghavendra, if you can take our viewers through the initial details that are surfacing at this point.
Well, yes, the initial details suggest that this was an NSCN group which attacked a camp near Naga in Longding district. And the assault began around 1 a.m. and lasted for a while. Now, the NSCN has gone on various social media, and they have claimed that it was a well-orchestrated offensive against the Indian Army, and that they have inflicted heavy damage on the Indian Army camp. That is what their claim is, but this is a claim which has been refuted by the Indian Army. The Indian Army has said that a firing incident was indeed reported from the Longding area at around 1:15 a.m. Today, and they have said that it was ineffective fire. And there was immediate break of contact once the Indian Army retaliated. What this means is that once the retaliation came from the Indian side, these terrorists they broke contact and ran away. They fled from the spot, and no casualties have been suffered on the Indian side. But if one is to go by their claims, they have spoken to the NSCN cadres, and their leaders have claimed and spoken to several media outlets in the northeast, claiming that they have inflicted heavy damage. That is what they have claimed. And they've said that they've even claimed that they have killed many Indian Army officials, something which the Indian Army has completely denied.
Right, Raghavendra, we also understand that this coming close on the heels of the army action that was also taken against the same NSCN cadre in the recent past, but also help our viewers understand the kind of lull in a way that we've seen in these activities in the region, or is this, according to you, an aberration in terms of these activities that have been carried out by the cadres there?
Well, I would not call it an aberration because, conflict has been happening between NSCN cadres and the Indian Army all along the Indo-Myanmar border. Now, the fact remains that these NSCN cadres, they have found refuge in Myanmarese territory, and it's a very porous border. And what they do essentially is to cross over to the Indian side, target the Indian Army as and when they can, and run back to Myanmarese territory. Now, in 2015, remember, it was the first time that the Indian Army had engaged in hot pursuit and had followed them right into Myanmarese territory and had destroyed several camps of theirs and had killed a lot of NSCN terrorists. So this had happened after NSCN cadre, they had killed 19 army men in Manipur. Now, that was the first time the Indian Army had actually engaged in hot pursuit along the international border. Just a few days back also, there were reports that Indian Army had conducted a surgical strike. It was not a surgical strike in that sense, and it was denied by the army then. But even then, what had happened essentially was that these terrorists, they had fired upon a patrolling party of the Indian Army along the Indo-Myanmar border, and the Indian Army, when it retaliated heavily, these cadres suffered heavy casualties. Now, this conflict has been raging on for years now. In between, there was a ceasefire agreement between the Indian government and the NSCN. That ceasefire agreement was unilaterally broken by the NSCN, and ever since, it has been a stage of conflict between both the sides.
Right.
We also must remember that NSCN is essentially demanding the setting up of a greater state of Nagalim, and it wants to create this state which has, some of the portion lies in India's Nagaland and some of it lies in Myanmar's territory.
Absolutely. So the friction between the Indian Army and the NSCN cadre, NSCN-K cadre has been escalating in the recent past, and as Raghavendra was pointing out, the army has retaliated in this attack as well, where the army camp was attacked. We're going to leave it there for the moment, Raghavendra. Appreciate those details coming in. We are moving on now to other breaking developments that are coming in right this minute. A Russian military plane has crashed on takeoff in Syria, killing the entire crew. An Su-24 military aircraft crashed at KHMEIMIM Air Base in Syria. After overshooting the runway, the plane skidded off the runway and crashed while accelerating to take off for a combat task from the KHMEIMIM Air Base. The crew failed to eject on time. As a result, the Russian military plane crashed upon takeoff in Syria. These are the breaking developments we're getting to you at this point. A Russian military plane has crashed while taking off in Syria, killing the entire crew. What we do know at this point is that this Su-24 military aircraft crashed at the KHMEIMIM Air Base after overshooting the runway. The plane skidded off the runway and crashed while accelerating to take off. This while it was to take off for a combat task from the air base. The crew failed to eject on time.